Hello and welcome to Saturday Night Live. Tonight we're interviewing the wonderful King Philip II. Here sitting next to me is King Philip II. Philip, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm quite dandy. So, tell us about yourself, Philip.
Well, my name is King Philip II. I also am known as the most Catholic king of Europe. I am also the king of Spain. My wife is Bloody Mary, and I believe in absolute monarchy.
Absolute monarchy, is that so? How do you achieve absolute monarchy in your country?
Well, there were a lot of problems going on in Spain, and I attained absolute monarchy from winning many wars. Some wars included against the Ottoman Empire as well as the Spanish Netherlands. I also seized the Kingdom of Portugal, as well as I centralized the decision-making, and I also attempted to even control the religion of my subjects. I also built El Escorial, which is both a royal hunting lodge as well as the seat of the Spanish Catholic Church. This helped keep the connection between the church and the state.
Wow, that is a great way to control your country. This has seemed to work for you well.
Yes, it has.
Well, thanks for talking with us today.
It was a pleasure.
Pleasure's mine. Hello, I'm Ron Burgundy, and I'm here with King Louis XIV. Louis, we're glad to have you here.
Great to be here, Ron.
So, King Louis, or as they call you in France, the Sun King, what's your take on absolutism?
Well, I reigned France for 54 years under my own complete control. Within this time, I established a sort of monarchy that would control France for 72 years, overall. This style of government was, indeed, an absolute monarchy.
Could you tell us more about what a government based on absolutism is like?
Absolutism means that the ultimate ruler is the king who claims to rule by divine right. It is a form of government in which the ruler is an absolute dictator and has complete power in government. Since the kings received their power from God, their authority was absolute. With absolutism, the king has the power to make laws, policies, and control everything.
Thanks for that synopsis, King Louis.
Hi, I'm Logan Farrow.
And I'm Bryce Woolridge.
Are you in need of enlightenment?
I know I'm sure not. I'm in the mood for absolutism.
Well, ever since John Locke has come up with his theory of life, liberty, and property, he's really needs some enlightenment thinking food.
Yeah, well, ever since you King Louis... Just buy my chips, okay?
No, buy mine.
No, buy mine.
No, mine!
Mine. You decide.
Go to www.matthewbucklesisascrub.org. So vote now.
Ow! Really bad.
And now, reporting in the newsroom.
Hi, I'm Bryce Woolridge. I have 3 breaking news stories on John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Mary Wollstonecraft. First up, John Locke. As the writer of the Treatise on Government, Locke describes the importance of fairness of the law. In this book, he says that if a government fails to protect its citizens' natural rights, then the citizens have the right to overthrow the government. He also believes that people were naturally happy, tolerant, and reasonable, and people were born with the natural rights of life, liberty, and property. What a great guy. Next we have Jean-Jacques Rousseau. His friends call him Frenchie. He believed that people were born good. He explained this in his book, The Social Contract. He also believes that the government should work for the benefit of the common good and not for the wealthy. He believes that all people should be seen as equal in society. He's like the Robin Hood of the Enlightenment era, if you will. And finally, Wollstonecraft. She wrote The Vindication of the Rights of Women. She rejected the view of lack of women's education and wanted sexual equality. She didn't want to be seen as a radical, so she talked of how having education could help improve the way women were as wives and mothers. Her views helped women gain more respect during the Enlightenment era. Up next, with her on-site story, she lives long walks on the beach and is a real people person, the Paige Samra. And out.
Faith Bussamra. Today, we are going further in depth over the Enlightenment thinkers that have changed the lives of many. These thinkers all have philosophies that involve government and the way it runs its country, some good and some bad. Right now, we are on location at Thomas Hobbes' house. He has refused an interview. Hobbes is believed to be the founder of English moral and political philosophy. He has little faith in human nature, and his belief is that the only way to control the chaos in the human masses is through absolute monarchy. He is a theorist of the social contract. His belief is that people recognize their chaos and disorder, and therefore they choose to give their consent to a ruler in order to create a more protected and stable environment, which under an absolute monarchy would guarantee a strong force of protection. He later wrote down these beliefs in his most famous book, Leviathan, that seeks to prove his theories in a scientific way. He is still searching for a remedy to improve a human's self-centered and selfish personality. He still puts great emphasis on peace and the need for overcoming the human race's derailed nature. His belief is that the only way to achieve this is through absolute sovereignty. Our next Enlightenment thinker, or philosopher, is Baron de Montesquieu. He is currently very busy, cannot be interviewed at the moment. Some background information on Baron de Montesquieu is that he was born as Charles Louis de Secondat on January 18, 1689. He is most famous for his book, The Spirit of the Laws. His book reflects his opinions of his extensive study of political and legal history. It also involves his observations of contemporary European governments. He argues that a way to create a stable government is by dividing the government itself into several branches and dividing the power within. He believes this theory will protect society from one power overpowering the other. On to our last thinker. He is quite the opposite of the previous two. We are currently in Bastille prison. Our next subject, Voltaire, or known through his common name, François-Marie Arouet. The prison guards refused to let us interview him for fear of people hearing his radical ideas and bad-mouthing the government. Voltaire himself is believed to be one of the greatest French writers and philosophers of the 18th century. He is also a leader of the Enlightenment. He is most famous for speaking out against social injustice and religious intolerance. He is quite a smart individual, but this is both a disadvantage and an advantage for him. He was first thrown in prison for writing a verse that offended the government. The result was him being put in the Bastille for a year. He didn't waste time, though. He started to work on a tragedy which he named Oedipe. Around this time, he adopted his pseudonym, Voltaire. Later on, he was almost imprisoned once more for getting in a scrap with a nobleman. He fled to England. He then returned to Paris after being exiled. He once again fled. He is still writing offending articles about different governments.
Action.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Guess what I have for you? I'm Logan Farrell, and I'm here with Water Bottle. What does it do, you may ask? I don't really know. Do you really care? I know I don't. Set it on your counter. It'll make you look cool to your friends.
Oh, that's really cool. You have water.
Yeah, I do. Anyways, what else can you do with this? You know, drink it. That's also possible. Oh, hey, we're back. Call now, pay with a credit card. I'll give you free spoon. Spoon, water bottle. What else do you need? I don't know. Call now. Hey, Mrs. Moore. Woo! It's cold out. Do you have a towel? I don't. Call now.
I just went way too fast.
Go.
Okay. Put the golf club down. What are you doing with the golf club?
It's my scepter.
It looks like a golf club, though. It appears as if you were holding a golf club.
Do not insult the king.
Bring.
We're glad to have you here.
Great to be here, Ron.
Take two.
I'm trying to talk like a man.
What's up, John Locke? As the writer of the how do you pronounce that? Breaking news stories on Jean-Jacques. Oh my